that just sacrificed for President Trump. Former White House strategist Steve Bannon isn't going to go anywhere. Steve Bannon is going to defend President Trump till the end. It might be best for him to fight the enemies of America outside of the White House. He's going to be unleashed finally and can now help our president from a different position. He is going to be sacrificed so that the country can keep on getting great again. Here is the full statement via the wonderful Josh Kaplan. Bannon just put the following warning: if there's any confusion out there, let me clear it up. I'm leaving the White House and going to war for Trump against his opponents, on Capitol Hill, in the media, and in corporate America, Bannon said Friday. Rumors have been circulating that Steve Bannon was going to leave. On Friday, Bannon clarified those rumors by plotting to thermonuclear against globalists that are attacking Trump from the inside, according to BuzzFeed. Matt Drudge worked to remove Steve Bannon, that is the reality, said former Trump campaign advisor Sam Nunberg. WHO regularly talks with Bannon. And I hope Matt is happy because his work helped Bannon not be in the West Wing, but it helped Democrats and people that didn't vote for Trump be in the West Wing. Let's give a big thank you to Mr. Bannon. He served well against the swamp. He's going to be able to help Trump more from the outside. Share this if you are looking for Mr. Bannon's return to Breitbart. Let's show our support for all the hard work he did to get Trump elected. Remember what Bannon said at CPAC. Thanks for Steve Bannon is out, see the crazy reason he was fired. Steve Bannon has been a controversial person in the White House, since the get-go. But, hey, so has Trump. In recent weeks, there's been reports that Trump thought Bannon was one of the leakers. Then earlier this week, Trump came out saying Bannon is a friend of his and a good guy. But he seemed to hedge, when he noted that Bannon came on very late in the campaign. Well, he's gone now. He just resigned as Trump's chief strategist. According to the New York Times, Mr. Bannon's future is still being discussed, though. Someone close to Bannon has said the departure was Bannon's idea, and that he had submitted his resignation on August 7. It was allegedly supposed to be announced earlier this week, but that was delayed because of the events in Charlottesville, VA. Courtesy of ABC News, via YouTube.com, timing is everything, though. The announcement of his resignation comes just 2 days after Bannon gave an interview challenging military action against North Korea as a viable option. Of course, President Trump as well as Tillerson and General Mattis would all say differently. Do you think it was time for Bannon to go? Comment your answer, then share so all your friends are in the know. H/T Kill shot. What Elizabeth Warren just announced has put the knife in the Democratic Party for good. The fact that the Dems still can't even come close to what Trump has done for the Republicans, in terms of fundraising, is evidence that the Dems lack any form of a leader. And to prove it even more, now there is infighting amid bigwigs in the party itself. Elizabeth Warren is leading the charge within the party that the progressives have taken control. She has offended the moderate Dems, by saying that the progressives are the heart and soul of the party now. To see into their party, we all know, it's important to know your enemy. Watch her, below, at the 2017 Networks Nation Conference, courtesy of Reflect, via YouTube.com. Did you hear her encourage necessary trouble? And call the progressives Donald Trump's worst nightmare? And they say that Trump supporters are the cause of the violence? Come on. There is serious infighting within that party. Former Representative Ellen Tauscher, D. California, said recently, and it's certainly not going to help us win. Our party should be looking to expand the tent. If we divide ourselves, we're doing our opponents' jobs for them. Yes, they are. Trump has had the worst press of any president, ever. And yet, still, the Dems are divided, with no true leader in sight. That party is done. Don't you think? If you do, comment yes or no. Then share so all your fellow patriots can smile. H/T The Liberals freaking out after what President Trump just said about President Donald Trump has sent his condolences to the victims of the terrorist attack in Barcelona, Spain in a tweet. However, it was not this tweet that had everyone talking. The first one was the classic motivational support for our allies. Just take a look below. However, it was the second tweet, also below, that broke the left. See? However, soon after he wrote another tweet that totally triggered the liberals and the leftist fake news media. This is the one that really drove them insane. The story that President Trump tweeted about is not new to those that have followed him since the very beginning. The story is best told from him at his rally in Charleston, North Carolina in 2016. The liberals are extremely triggered by this right now, stating that this story is fake and that it promotes mass murder of Muslims. Even though it's a story about becoming tough and destroying the enemy. The story seems to have been written for the first time in 1927 Chicago Daily Tribune article that described Pershing sprinkling some Muslim prisoners with pig's blood, which the Jurimentados believed would condemn their souls. We also found this article where it tells the story in detail, written by librarian Walt Sinnert for the McCook Gazette in 2014. You can read it here. Whether the story is true or tall tale, it's still a good story about being tough and using the enemy's weakness to your advantage in war. Let us know what you think and share this report 10,000 times if you think that President Trump is correct in telling this. Cherno CNN. The sick thing Blitzer just said about Barcelona terror proves Trump was totally right. CNN host Wolf Blitzer upped the crazy to a whole new level on Thursday after the suspected jihadist attacks on Barcelona that left 13 dead and more than 50 injured. The attackers used a car to plow into a crowd of pedestrians at the popular tourist area Las Ramblas. This is a sick tactic that terrorists have used in Europe multiple times: an attack in Nice, France that killed 84 people, and another in London that killed 4, being just 2 examples. Those facts seem to have escaped Wolf Blitzer, however, who, along with CNN national security correspondent Jim Cioto, pondered whether or not the Barcelona attack was a copycat of Charlottesville. The violent rally in Charlottesville ended with a man plowing his car into a crowd of protesters, killing 1 woman. Cioto said, in light of the uproar of the last several days, 5 days apart, you have a white supremacist in Charlottesville use a vehicle to kill. And here you have attackers at least following the modus operandi of terrorists, using vehicles apparently to kill as well, and those shared tactics that should be alarming. Blitzer replied, there will be questions about copycats. There will be questions if what happened in Barcelona was at all a copycat version of what happened in Charlottesville, Virginia. Even though there may be different characters, different political ambitions, they use the same killing device. A vehicle going at high speed into a large group of pedestrians. Check out the whole bizarre exchange here. This is media bias at its most sick. I don't know how CNN's national security advisor came to the conclusion that the Barcelona attack is a copycat of Charlottesville, when vehicles have been used in Islamic extremist attacks multiple times over the past year alone. These people will do anything to further their own agenda and have completely frittered away any semblance of journalistic integrity. President Trump just called them out on Thursday for their bias against him. This latest commentary was so egregious I don't know how anyone can continue watching Wolf Blitzer or CNN. Share so everyone gets the message. Turn them off. H/T Washington Free. Right after this senator called for Trump assassination, she got hit with a huge dose of karma. Democratic Missouri State Senator Maria Chappelle Nadal said she hoped President Trump would be assassinated in a Facebook comment on Thursday. Her comment was quickly deleted, but other users saved a screenshot while it was still up. Chappelle Nadal admitted to posting the comment in an interview with the St. Louis Post-Dispatch, but added, "I didn't mean what I put up. Absolutely not. I was very frustrated. Things have got to change." Fellow Democrats were not sympathetic and called for her resignation. U.S. Senator Claire McCaskill said, "I condemn it. It's outrageous. And she should resign." U.S. Representative William Lacey Clay said, Calling for the assassination of the president is a federal crime. She is an embarrassment to our state. She should resign immediately. Missouri Democratic Party Chair Stephen Weber said, "The party will absolutely not tolerate calls for the assassination of the president. I believe she should resign." Missouri Senate Democratic Caucus leader Senator Gina Walsh said, "She should be ashamed of herself for adding her voice to this toxic environment. You know it's bad when even the Democrats are saying you took it too far." Despite her colleagues urging her to resign, Chappelle Nadal said, "I am not resigning. What I said was wrong, but I am not going to stop talking about what led to that, which is the frustration and anger that many people across America are feeling right now." Christina Schmidt, the special agent in charge of the Secret Service's St. Louis office, said that the service is looking into this. "This is the state of politics that we're in right now, folks, where elected officials are now publicly hoping for the president to be assassinated. It's getting real ugly out there. We know the MSM isn't going to advertise this story, so that's why we're asking you to share. H/T St. Louis Post is Bannon just said Trump was over, but what he said next had Trump grinning ear to ear. Chief strategist Stephen Bannon left the White House on Friday amid a whirl of controversy. Bannon gave a groundbreaking interview with the Weekly Standard outlining his motivation for leaving, his next plans, and how he feels about the Trump presidency. Bannon made clear that he resigned voluntarily, saying he only planned on spending 1 year because he wanted to get back to Breitbart. But then things got really interesting. Bannon claimed that Trump's era of disruptive politics might soon be toned down now that he's out, saying, "The Trump presidency that we fought for, and won, is over. We still have a huge movement, and we will make something of this Trump presidency. But that presidency is over. It'll be something else. And there'll be all kinds of fights, and there'll be good days and bad days, but that presidency is over." Bannon also said that he fears establishment Republicans will have made it almost impossible for the president to meet his promises. "It's the Republican establishment. The Republican establishment has no interest in Trump's success on this. They're not populists, they're not nationalists, they had no interest in his program. Zero. It was a half-hearted attempt at Obamacare reform, it was no interest really on the infrastructure. They'll do a very standard Republican version of taxes." He continued, "What Trump ran on, border wall, where is the funding for the border wall, one of his central tenets, where have they been? Have they rallied around the Purdue Cotton immigration bill? On what element of Trump's program, besides tax cuts, which is going to be the standard marginal tax cut, where have they rallied to Trump's cause? They haven't. This is a huge problem for the president, who, with a Republican-controlled House and Senate, has seen key pieces of legislation stalled due to infighting." Bannon, for his part, will continue fighting on the president's behalf, and is eager to get back into the ring. "I feel jacked up. Now I'm free. I've got my hands back on my weapons." Someone said, "It's Bannon the Barbarian. I am definitely going to crush the opposition. There's no doubt. I built a effing machine at Breitbart. And now I'm about to go back, knowing what I know, and we're about to rev that machine up. And rev it up we will do." Trump just released his ultimate weapon. Bannon is going to go back and chip influence away from the rhinos and the Democrats now that he's back at Breitbart. In fact, it's what they agreed on all along, as Bannon said. "I said, look, I'll focus on going after the establishment." Trump said, "Good, I need that." "I said, look, I'll always be here covering for you. The swamp won't be drained in a day, but with Trump on the inside, and Bannon on the outside, it will get done. Share if you agree." H/T Weekly Standard